I've spent my entire life building something that was supposed to last beyond me. A business that carried not just my name, but my sweat, my discipline, my values. Every brick, every dollar, every sleepless night, it was mine. I never built it for myself. No, I built it for the family. For my son. At least, that's what I told myself for decades. I started from nothing. People throw that phrase around lightly, but in my case, it was true. No inheritance. No handouts. Just a pair of calloused hands, an iron will, and the ability to work harder than the next man. Back then, when I was younger, I promised myself two things. I would never let my family go hungry. I would leave behind something my son could be proud of. For years, that promise drove me. Through the late nights at the office, the double shifts when payroll was tight, the mornings when exhaustion weighed heavier than steel. And you know what? I made it. The business started small, barely more than a warehouse and a truck. I remember nights when my wife would drive the truck while I unloaded, both of us laughing in the cold just to stay awake. We built it up year by year. We hired workers, expanded into new markets. Soon, people in town spoke my name with a kind of respect I never thought I'd earn. By the time my son was born, the company wasn't just surviving, it was thriving. I used to cradle him in my arms and whisper, "One day, all this will be yours." I meant it, with every fiber of my being. But let me tell you something about sacrifice. When you bleed for something, you expect others to understand the cost of it. My son, he grew up surrounded by the comfort I never had. Private schools, vacations, a big house filled with warmth. I told myself that was a good thing. What father doesn't want his son to have more than he did? But here's the cruel irony. The more I gave him, the less he seemed to value it. I remember one of our first arguments about the business. He was maybe 21, fresh out of college, full of ideas and arrogance. He stormed into my office one morning, slamming a folder down on the desk. "Dad, you're doing this all wrong. We're leaving money on the table. We need to go digital, streamline, modernize everything." I looked up at him calm, because I'd been hearing versions of that speech from outsiders for years. "Son, we didn't build this on shortcuts and buzzwords. We built it on trust, on relationships. You don't just erase that overnight." He rolled his eyes.